Pastor Monroe's, other distinguished members of the clergy, to the GodSquad organization. It's an honor to have an opportunity to share a few remarks with you as we navigate our way through the trials and tribulations of the moment. In the face of tragedy all across America, including the death of more than 450,000 Americans as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, more than 25 million people infected, hundreds of thousands of small businesses adversely impacted, and tens of millions of Americans dealing with unemployment, food insecurity, and many on the brink of homelessness. And in the face of all of that, we still have to deal with the day-to-day challenges that we as a community confront, including the insidious nature of the gun violence epidemic that has been with us not for weeks or months, but for years and decades. And it's had tragic consequences, including the death of a distinguished member of the clergy in Texas. Enough is enough. America has a gun violence problem. Tens of thousands of folks each and every year lose their life to gun violence, whether through homicide or suicide. America has about 4% of the world's population, but more than 40% of the world's guns. And over the last few weeks, the last few months, that problem has gotten worse with gun sales through the roof. And in the absence of things like the presence of universal criminal background check legislation that is on the books, and a federal government that for far too long hasn't been given the resources necessary to combat the gun violence epidemic and to deal with the realities that guns are being trafficked into communities like those that we serve and represent in New York City and in many other inner city communities across the country, in ways where the federal government and law enforcement are often powerless to stop. More than 300 million guns circulating throughout America, many of those in the hands of criminals who will do us harm without an inability to deal with it in a comprehensive and systematic way. Enough. We've got to do better, and we can do better. I'm thankful for the work that the GodSquad has done on the ground in community after community after community to deal with this issue, but you need help. And the House Democratic majority, in partnership with the Senate Democratic majority, with great leadership now from the White House through President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, are ready to move on gun safety legislation, including making sure that we close the gun show loophole and close the internet loophole to stop the purchase of guns by people who have no business acquiring them and by others who are purchasing guns and then allowing for them to be trafficked into communities like Bedford-Stuyvesant, Ocean Hill, Brownsville, East New York, Canarsie, and the West End of Coney Island, neighborhoods that I represent. We need a federal government intervention because the gun violence epidemic is a national problem. And so it requires a national solution. We have tough gun laws here in New York, but the majority of guns that are used to commit crimes in our community actually come from the neighboring state of Pennsylvania or are trafficked up the I-95 pipeline from states like Florida, Georgia, North and South Carolina, as well as Virginia. Illinois has tough gun laws, but the majority of guns that are used to commit crime in the city of Chicago actually come from the neighboring states of Indiana and Wisconsin. California has tough gun laws, but the majority of weapons used to commit crimes in places like South Central Los Angeles actually come from the neighboring states of Nevada, and Arizona. That is why we need a national solution to this gun violence crisis. And that is what Democrats in the House and the Senate and the Biden administration are working to deliver. Help is on the way. God bless you. Thank you for your tremendous work. God bless the God Squad, and God bless the United States of America.